Here are my Premier League Match Week 18 predictions. Happy Boxing Day for those who celebrate it in the UK. But regardless, the Manchester City versus Everton match is on right now. I think it's halftime and it's 1-1. So I'm a little late on these predictions, but I'm going to give the rest to you guys. So Manchester City, I think they'll probably end up pulling through and beating Everton. Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace. Bournemouth, in my opinion, has been one of the most underrated teams in the Premier League this year. Them and Nottingham Forest have both been very underrated and have won some matches that not a lot of people thought they would have won. And they're playing with a confidence and an arrogance that is top four, top five, top six ready in the Premier League. And so give me Bournemouth to win this match against Crystal Palace. Chelsea, as a Chelsea fan versus Fulham, I expect Chelsea to come out here and be a lot better than they were against Everton. I mean, we were very flat when it came to the middle of the field control. Just couldn't get things done in the middle of the field. I think that was a big indication of why we lost that match. Defending it was what it was. It was a 0-0 draw. So it was a very stale attacking game. Like there were a couple chances, but they weren't good enough to be put away. So that's why I'm going to take and I expect Chelsea to wake up after this last match and score today. So give me Chelsea to beat Fulham. Newcastle versus Aston Villa. These two teams they've both been in a pretty decent form recently. I think Newcastle sits at 8th in the Premier League and Aston Villa sits at 6th. So these two teams are definitely contending for top 7, top 6 in the Premier League, and I think these two teams have showed that they have the squad depth for that to happen. I mean, you look at Newcastle and Alexander Isak is just absolutely rolling. I mean, he's scoring goals left, right, and center. And then you look at Aston Villa, the whole team, what they built over the summer to now has just flourished into greatness. They started the Premier League off really well, but they've tripled off a little bit this season with all the different cups and Champions League that they've had to deal with. So give me a tie here, a draw here, maybe 2-2, 1-1, something like that. Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham. We know Tottenham have had their poor run recently. Losing to Liverpool pretty bad last week, losing to Chelsea a couple weeks ago. That's who that club is, and that's what it's been. So Nottingham Forest, I expect. I mean, and they've been on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. They have been overachieving this season. They've been playing very, very well, and they have been dominating from top to bottom. So I expect Nottingham Forest to win that match against Tottenham. Southampton versus West Ham. I mean, I expect this game could be 2-2 draw. I mean, these two teams have very high potential when it comes to beating teams on a counterattack and beating teams and scoring goals. I expect them to score a lot of goals today. Give me a draw here for Southampton and West Ham. Wolves versus Manchester United. United are still trying to figure out what that team identity is. Granted, I think that team just needs to be overhauled and just sold and just refreshed. I think that team is struggling drastically because of the players that have been in the squad for so long. The January transfer window comes up and just under a week. And so we'll definitely get to see if they're going to make some changes here now, or they're going to have to wait until the summer. So I'll be interested to see what happens to United during the transfer window. But that would be a big indication of where that club wants to go in the future. Liverpool versus Leicester City. Liverpool is the best team in the Premier League from top to bottom, and I think they will continue that today. They need to sign Mohamed Salah. They need to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold. They need to sign these guys to long-term deals if they want to stay relevant. And Mohamed Salah, I think he has like 36 goal contributions right now in the Premier League. The idea that they haven't extended him yet and given him whatever he wanted, it to me is a joke. And he needs to get that contract signed. Brighton versus Bournemouth. Brighton versus Brentford. I think this game could be a nice draw. These two teams have really high-powered attacks and struggle at defense at times. So I definitely expect some goals to be flying here versus these two teams. And then Arsenal versus Ipswich. Arsenal have Gabriel Jesus has been scoring left, right, and center since starting, and I think he'll continue to score today. Ipswich, they're just not good enough to be in the Premier League. I hate to say it, but they will definitely put up a fight. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments about these Match Week 18 predictions. Happy holidays, and yeah.